investigate properties of geometric figures. Now, by the end of this lesson, you should all be able to investigate all the properties of geometric figures, but we are going to limit ourselves this morning to angles in a triangle. We'll talk about the interior angles as well as the exterior angles of a triangle. And of course, you should know these properties by the end of this lesson. Maybe let me start by posing a question. You can see that we have a triangle there, triangle ABC. It has some exterior angles and some interior angles. Now, I want you, learners, to give me the interior angles now. Tell me which are those angles which are interior. Can someone tell me which angles are interior in this particular triangle? We have interior angles. We also have exterior angles. Now I want you to tell me, looking at the triangle ABC, you can see there we've got several angles. Let me mention the angles that we have. We've got angle A1, we have angle B3, as well as B1. You can see this Y there. We also have T on angle C, which is subdivided into two angles. We've got C consisting of T, that's angle TM, angle 2 there. Now, having given you all of these angles, I want you to give me the angles which you think are interior angles. Let's see. Vuavo Mulauzi. Vuavo Mulauzi, can you please give me the interior angles of this triangle?
I think A1.
A1. Okay, which other angle?
And 3Y.
3Y.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Are those the only interior angles that you can see?
Yes.
So you say it's A1 and B1.
Yes.
All right. A1 and B1. Right. Thank you very much. But please keep. Okay. Before you hang up, Mlauzi, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still there.
Okay. Can you tell me why do you say A1 is an interior angle?
Because I think they are corresponding.
They are corresponding.
Yes.
So you believe that A1 and BY are corresponding angles?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let me get, so I hope that you will listen. Thank you very much indeed for your input. I'm not going to finalize it now. I just want us to get another input from Nakedi. Let's get Nakedi on the picture now. Nakedi, did you hear what Mulauzi said? Nakedi, did you hear what Vuavo said? All right, just the last letter there. Let's go to Tandom Komo. Tandom, are you there? Tandom Komo.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, the last one should be Jane. Let's go to Jane, the last one. I just want us to participate. In this class, participation is compulsory. I want us to engage all of us. Let's go to Jane. Jane? Okay, fine. Just to answer you, Mulauzi, if you look at your answer, you said that A1 and BY are interior angles. Now you have given me two angles, A1 and BY. I'm afraid I'm gonna give you 1 mark, correct? Which is BY. You are correct when you say BY is an interior angle in this particular triangle. But I'm not gonna give you a mark for mentioning A1 because I don't believe that A1 is an interior angle. So on your answer, out of 2 angles that you gave me, I'm giving you 1 mark for BY. BY, you are correct when you say BY is the interior angle. And once again, Mulauzi, and this goes to all the learners. We have not yet arrived at corresponding angles. Corresponding angles work with quadrilaterals. We'll get to the 4-sided figures. Right now, we are only confining ourselves to a triangle. So we'll come to quadrilaterals probably tomorrow, where you will look at parallelograms, the kites, and so on and so forth. So that's where you can talk about corresponding angles. At this stage, we do not mention the corresponding angles. We are confining ourselves to interior angles as well as exterior angles. Now I've given you, Mulauzi, I've given you 1 mark out of 2 on the angles that you've mentioned. Let's go to Tino. Tino, can you give us the interior angles in this triangle? Tino? Tino.
Y1, I think so.
Okay, did you just say Y1? Okay, are you talking about angle Y? Let's say, I see angle Y on the
Yes,
picture.
sir.
Okay, give me another one. Give me another interior angle. Okay, so you see only 1.
And 1, sir.
1. Okay, so you believe 1 is an
Yes, sir.
interior angle.
Yes, sir.
I've just answered that. Now, if you look at your line, you can see that, the line BA or AB. Can you see that line? Can you see that line, all of us?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I agree with you when you say Y is inside the triangle. Remember, when we talk about the interior angles, we are referring to all those angles which are inside the triangle and not outside. Now look at the diagram carefully. What do you think, 1 and Y? Which one is inside the triangle between Y and 1?
Y, sir.
Come again. Which angle is inside? Y and 1. Which one falls inside the triangle? You still there, Tino?
It's Y, sir.
It's Y. Do you agree with me? So
Yes,
Y
sir.
is inside the triangle. And what about 1? Can you see 1?
Yes, sir.
Is it 1 inside or is it outside?
It's inside, sir.
Okay, let's talk about triangle ABC.
Inside, sir.
Can you see triangle ABC?
Yes, sir.
Right. Let's say that is a structure of the house. A is one corner of the house. Let's say you've got a 3-sided house. I know that usually a house will have 4 sides, but let's assume this is a house and it has got 3 sides. A, B being one side, B being another side, and AC being
Yes, sir.
another side. Now, if Y is a child, let's say these are the kids. Y is a child, is also another child. 1 is also another child. 2 is a child. 3 is a child. Give me the names of children who are inside the house.
Yes, sir.
Who are the,
Sorry, sir.
let's say that Y is a child. Are you together?
Yes, sir.
T is also a child.
Yes.
And 1,
Yes, sir.
all of those ones are children. And A,
Yes.
B, C is a house. Now, it's a 3-sided house. Give me the name of the kids who are inside the house. How many children are there
It's
inside the house?
Y and the ones, I think 3.
Y
The
and
2, sir.
Y and T. Can you see that T falls
And the
inside?
1, sir.
So it's Y and T. But if you look at 1, it is outside the triangle. So it cannot be regarded as an interior angle.
Oh,
Can you see?
okay.
I'm glad that you can see. So let's
Yes, sir.
carry on. All right, fine. I see.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you very much indeed.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm glad that you can see that. Now we are talking here about the interior angles of a triangle as well as the exterior angles. So if you can check, all the interior angles will be Y, which is inside the triangle. If you can see, I hope that you can see the cursor here. Y is inside this triangle here, as well as T.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you see?
Yes, sir. It's
Also
Y.
inside the triangle. So we have got only Y
I thought,
T, and of course the angle at the corner there, we call it angle BAC. This angle which is next to 1. It is adjacent angle 1. Are we together?
yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
indeed.
sir.
Thank you. Do you have a question, Tino?
I thought it was a 1, sir. That one, sir. The T.
Okay, what about the T?
I thought it was a 1, so that's why I said
Oh,
1.
I see. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. I can see that T looks like 1. I'm sorry about that. I can see. But can you see A1 outside there? Can you see there's a 1?
Yes, one. Yes, sir.
Yes, that's an extra. Thank you very much. I'm glad that we
Yes,
are now on the same page. So you have mentioned the triangles. You have said it's Y. So you thought T was 1. So means that you were right all along because you confused T with 1. So actually, that's not 1, but
yes.
T. So Y and T are the interior angles. So I'm just going to go to the next letter now, Tino. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to participate in this.
Yes, sir.
Now I want the learners who can give us the angles which are exterior. We're talking about the exterior angles. Can we get 1 or 2 learners to give us the exterior angles? Let's see who can we talk to? I saw Kuto was there. That should quickly run away. Who else? All right, let's go to Katleho Lehodi. Katleho?
C2.
C2. Okay. Is that the only?
Yes.
Is that the only exterior angle?
And B3.
B3, yes. What else?
And I1.
Exactly. Thank you very much indeed, Katleho. You get all of them right.
Sorry, it's Lauren.
Is it Lauren? Oh, I thought it was Katleho. Thank you very much, Lauren. Thank you very much indeed, Lauren.
Okay.
Lauren, you have the correct answers there. C2, B3, and A1 are exterior angles. So I hope that everyone should be happy now. You should be satisfied at this point with the angles, which are interior as well as the exterior angles. Is there anyone who wants to ask a question before we can carry on? I see that there are 3 participants whose hands are up. Is there anyone who can? I see Cameroon, your hand is raised. Cameroon, please shoot. You can carry on, Cameroon. Right. It seems to have lost Cameroon there. At this point, the basic foundation of our lesson today, as I've indicated, that we will be looking at the properties of a triangle. You know, one of the properties of a triangle is that it has the interior angles, and although it's not all triangles, in fact, all triangles have interior angles, but not all triangles have got exterior angles. Some triangles can have an exterior angle, whilst others will not have exterior angles. But we have to agree that all triangles have interior angles. So at this stage, these are some of the properties. The interior angles of a triangle, as well as the exterior angles of a triangle. That in the picture. Now we are moving to the next slide. Here is an activity which I wanted us to do. We can carry on with it now. I've got a table in front of me with 3 columns, as well as about 4 rows. Now, the first row there, or the first column, in fact, I want you to give me to mention all the exterior angles. In the second one, I want you to mention the interior adjacent angle. So meaning that if you mention an exterior angle, you need to mention the corresponding interior adjacent angle. Thereafter, I want you to give me the interior opposite angles of the exterior angle that you shall have mentioned. I can give you cite an example. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you mention A1 as an exterior angle. What will be the interior adjacent angle to A1? That will be angle BAC, this angle here. This angle which is next to A1. We call it an adjacent angle because the sum of these 2 angles, A1 and its adjacent, their sum is 180 degrees. So if you say A1 is an exterior angle, then the adjacent angle would be AC. And what will be the interior opposite angles? The interior opposite angles will be Y and T. So Y and T are the interior opposite angles. Now, can you give me other, in fact, we were just talking now, Lauren just mentioned all the exterior angles. So she mentioned 3 of them. 2, 3, 1. Those are the angles that she mentioned. So right now, I've just given you a solution to the first one here. I've mentioned A1, which is an exterior angle. And I've said that the interior adjacent angle is BAC. That's angle BAC. That is the interior adjacent angle. And I've also said the interior opposite angles, which are opposite to A1. Those 2 angles are Y and T, as you can see on the board. Now, I want to give you an opportunity now to give me an exterior angle, which Lauren has already mentioned anyway. She has mentioned 2 more. So, but Lena, who's going to speak now, must give me the exterior angle, must also give me the interior adjacent angle to that exterior angle. Then you must also give me the interior opposite angle. Is there anyone who wants to try? Adam raised the hand. Let's go to Adam. Okay. Adam? I'm waiting for you, Adam. Right. I see that Adam has not said anything. Perhaps let me carry on. Now, if you look at this particular triangle, you'll be able to see that C2, as mentioned by Lauren, is that it's an exterior angle. Now, there are two participants whose hands are up. Unfortunately, I can't see your names. So, yes,
Should I name the exterior angles?
I want you to name all of them. I want you to name the exterior angle together with its interior adjacent angle and the interior opposite angle.
Exterior C2 is adjacent with, is interior adjacent with CT,
Okay.
and the interior opposite is BY.
Okay.
Exterior angle A1 is
Okay. Excuse me. Who is speaking now?
Kutso.
Come again.
Kutso.
Okay, cool. So before you carry on with the next exterior angle, you mentioned only one interior opposite angle. Can you mention the other? Before you carry on, you gave me C2 as the exterior angle. You are correct.
Yeah.
You also said
CT.
you are correct. Now I wanted to mention two interior opposite angles.
BY. Oh.
Why? Yes, why you are correct?
BY and CT.
And CT.
Yeah.
You already mentioned CT as an adjacent angle. So CT cannot be an adjacent angle and also be an interior opposite angle at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to fall in one category. So you are correct when you say it is an adjacent angle. CT is an adjacent angle. I give you a correct mark there.
BY is opposite.
Exactly, that's correct. Give me the last one. The last opposite angle.
B3.
B3. No.
That's
B3
exterior. Okay, I don't know.
B3 is an exterior angle, but thank you very much indeed for trying. The correct answer would be BAC. Can you see that angle next to A1?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yes, so
Okay.
Yes, so it will be Y. The interior opposite angles will be Y and BAC.
AC. Okay.
You get it.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you very much indeed. So let's carry
Thank
on.
you.
Let's carry on. Thank you, Kuto, for taking the time to participate. Let's go to the next one now. Kuto has mentioned C2 as the exterior angle. She has said that CT is an adjacent angle. She also mentioned Y as one of the opposite angles. And of course, we had to correct and add BAC as another opposite angle. Is there anyone who wants to mention the last one? Let's go to, let me give you another hint. The last exterior angle will be B3. So I want to now, I've given you the exterior angle, which is B3. Now what you need to give me is the interior adjacent angle, as well as the opposite, the interior opposite angles. Anyone at all? Before we carry on. That's the last person to speak on B3. B3, I hope that I'm not fast. If I'm fast, please stop me. This Adam's hand is up again.
Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you, Adam?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
Fine,
Sir, I don't understand what you mean by interior adjacent angle.
Okay.
Yeah, so can you please explain that again, sir?
Okay. What I mean by the interior adjacent angle, I'm talking about the angle which is inside. The word interior means inside.
Yes, sir.
Now, the interior adjacent angle, I'm talking about the inside angle, which is an adjacent angle to the exterior one. The word adjacent, means it is next to.
Yes,
It's an
sir.
adjacent means that when you add that interior angle and as well as the exterior angle, the sum of those two angles will give you 180 degrees. So it means it is an angle. The two angles form an angle on a straight line.
Yes,
The
sir.
adjacent angle as well as the exterior angle. They
Okay.
form 180 degrees. Now, I've said to you, B3 is an exterior angle.
Yes.
And I want to mention an angle which is just next to B3.
Is it A1?
The
Oh
one
no,
that-
it's Y. It's Y.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
So it
why?
will be 1. So now you have
Yeah.
got it correct. So Y is an adjacent angle. Now that you
Yes.
have mentioned the adjacent angle, I want you to mention now the interior opposite angles.
Is it T?
Yes, that's one of them, T. Yes, that's correct.
And is it? I don't know. I don't know the other one, sir. Is it A1?
Okay, you don't know the other one. Okay.
Is it A1?
All right. Come again?
Is it A1?
Well, A1 is an exterior angle. It's outside the triangle.
Yeah. Okay. So into. Okay. Yeah. That's all. Only C, sir.
Okay, so it will be T. You have
Yeah.
it correct. And the last one will be. You want to try?
I do.
Okay, I'll help you there. Let me help you.
Yeah,
there.
please.
And the last one will be BAC. Can you see that angle? Angle
B.
BAC.
Oh, yes.
That will be the last one. Okay,
Okay.
Kuto's hand up again. Kuto, can you make the last comment before we get on? Kuto?
No, I'm good. I just wanted to answer. I'm good.
Okay, so, all right, you're cool. Now, thank you very much indeed. Let's carry on. And you can see in the next slide that your answers are reflected on the board. We said that the first angle, I just said 1, because there's only one there, as you can see. So it's basically A1, and the interior adjacent, as you said, 1 as well, is BAC. Angle BAC is adjacent to angle 1. And what are the interior opposite angles? Those will be Y and T. I hope that everyone can see that. And of course, the next one, we said angle 3. So that is B3. I just put 3 there because there's only one 3 there in the diagram. So basically that is B3. And of course, the interior adjacent angle to B3 will be Y, as it was mentioned earlier on by Kuto, as well as Adam. Now, what are the opposite angles? Adam just mentioned that. The opposite angles will be T, the first one is T, and the next one will be B. We just did that with Adam. Now, the last one will be 2. I think this was mentioned by Kuto, who said C2 is an exterior angle. So the 2 that you have there on the column stands for C2. And of course, the next one or the adjacent angle will be T. Kuto correctly mentioned that. And Kuto went further to say the interior opposite angles will be Y and BAC. So in my case, I started with BAC, I said BAC and Y. I hope that it makes sense. Can we carry on? Right. This is now something that you need to know. We are saying that an interior angle is an angle that lies between 2 sides of the triangle, but it must be inside the triangle. So any interior angle must be inside. The word interior, I'm sure you have come across the word before, like interior decoration. Some of your parents maybe want to decorate the house, the interior. So the interior means they decorate inside, and the exterior is outside. So all the exterior angles means those are those angles that are outside the triangle, and the interior ones are inside. So I think we've mentioned this a lot. Now I'm going to an activity here. Here's an activity quickly. In the figure below, you can see that ECA. Can you see angle ECA? In fact, ECA is a triangle. You can see the triangle ECA, but we also have DC, which is a straight line. Now, this is what I want us to do. I want you to name the exterior angle there in this triangle. What is the exterior angle? And two, which angles are interior to this external angle? And three, what is the sum of the interior angles of a triangle? So I've given you now 3 questions. Adam's hand is up again. Adam, are you going to answer the first one? Please go ahead. Are you still there, Adam? Right, I see there are 2
Yes,
participants now.
Hello. Hi, sir.
Yes, Adam?
Okay, so the exterior angle would be DEC.
DA,
DEC.
EC.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no line that connects D and E. Why do you mention D?
So it's AEC because D's by itself, it doesn't have another line touching it, connecting its other arms. Okay.
It will be DAE. So the exterior angle there will be DAE. Can you see that
Okay.
angle?
Yeah, I
That is
see
the
it.
angle that is outside the triangle. Remember, I mentioned the triangle. I said we have got triangle CEA.
Yes.
So the one that is not inside, the angle which is not inside the triangle will be DAE. It will be outside. All right.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Now, which angles are interior?
The angles are interior is C.
Yes, exactly. That's the first one. Remember, a triangle has got 3 angles. So